What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. It is your boy JoshXBarber back with another tutorial. If you guys are new to the channel and you're not subscribed, please make sure you guys go down and smash that subscribe button and click the notification bell for me. So my client asked me for a high taper, so I'm going to be using my Wahl Fade trimmers to set in my bald line to get this taper started off. We're not keeping a C cup, so I'm going to take the guideline all the way across, cutting out that arch. So right here, me and my client were just going more in depth on the consultation so he can let me know exactly how he wanted it. And yeah, I made sure I came through for my guy. And we're right back to it. I'm going to go in using my Babyliss Low Pro FX clippers to set in my next guideline with no guard on, with the lever all the way open, going up about a ½ an inch. So right here, we're going to close the lever all the way closed and start right up under the guideline and just flick up into the guideline that we created. And as you guys can see, it took away that dark line almost immediately. But I'm going to open it one notch from close and just kind of play around with the lever to get it to blend out how I need it to. So now that we got that guideline out the way, we're going to go in and create our next one using my 1.5 guard with the lever all the way closed. And I'm going up about another ½ an inch just to create a solid guideline so we can fade down from. And since this area of hair was so dense, I'm going over the guideline multiple times to ensure that we have a consistent guideline so we don't have any dark areas later in the fade. So coming right behind our 1.5 guard, I have my 1 guard with the lever all the way open, and we're starting right up under the guideline and just flicking up to the guideline. And we're not going up as high as I did with the 1.5, just to create a transition as we fade down. So the reasoning for me to go in with the 1 guard open after the 1.5 is just to soften up the guideline for the next step. And the next step right here is the number 1 guard closed. So now that I've softened up that line with the 1 guard open, I come back with the 1 guard closed and it softens it even more just to set it up for the ½ guard to come in and blend it out all the way. So usually when I use my ½ guard, I usually start with the lever 1 notch from closed depending on my client's hair texture, or I'll just go in with the lever all the way closed if I feel like that's not cutting off enough hair to blend out the guideline. So I don't want to fade this taper up any higher. So right here I have my number 3 guard, and we're going to do another fading down process but with bigger guards. So I'm starting off with a number 3 guard with the lever closed just to create some type of transition, and then I'm going to come in with my number 2 guard with the lever all the way open and just fade right up into that number 3 guard. As you guys notice, every time I cut, I comb. This allows me to keep up with the progress that I'm making as I'm creating my blend. So now I have my number 2 guard with the lever all the way closed, and we're going to blend right up into that number 2 guard area that we were just in, but we're not going up as high. Every time you drop down in guard size when you're fading down, never go up as high as you did with the previous guard. And right here we're back with our number 1.5, but this time I have it with the lever all the way open just to create that transition right into that number 2 guard area. And this is just going to meet both of my fading down zones that I created together. So it's going to take a little bit of detail work just to get this right, but that was the fading down process and that was the taper fade. So for me to be able to do some detail work on my client, I'm going to be using some thinning shears just to thin out some of the dense areas, and then I'm going to come in and do clipper over comb. This is why you should have extra experience, when cutting, because not every client is going to have the perfect hair to cut, and you're going to have to know how to pull some tools out of your toolbox to be able to make the cut look good no matter the situation and the client's hair texture. You want to always go the extra mile just to get the cut to look exactly how you want it to. So now that we're done with the side taper, we're going to hop right into the neck taper using my Wahl Fade trimmers again, setting in that bald line, and we're making sure that we have it going straight across with a slight arch, just a slight arch, but it's going straight across. So we're back with the low pros, setting in the next guideline. I'm going about a ½ an inch with no guard on with the lever all the way open, making sure that I keep this guideline width the same all the way across so we can have a consistent fade. Once I have my guideline setting good, I come in with the lever all the way closed and I start right up under the guideline and I just kind of flick up, and then I open my lever 1 notch from closed to blend it out, and usually that works on most of my clients to be able to take out that first guideline. Coming in with our number 1 guard all the way open, we're setting in our next guideline, going up another 1/2 inch and making sure that we're keeping the width the same all the way across. So right here I'm coming in with the number 1 guard with the lever all the way closed, hitting the bottom of the guideline that we made with our number 1 guard open, and it's just going to soften it up as we fade down so I can blend out the entire guideline. Just like y'all know, we're going to end off this guideline with our 1/2 guard with the lever all the way closed, starting up under the guideline, flicking up to it, and watching the line blend right out. Similar to what I did with the side taper, we're going to come in with our number 3 guard to fade down once again right into the more bulky area, and I'm starting with the number 3 guard just to create the transition. And then right after that number 3 guard, I'm going to come in with my number 2 guard with the lever all the way open, not going up as high but fading right into that area just to create a transition. And once I have that set in well, I'm going to drop down to my number 2 guard all the way closed, fade right into the same zone but not going up as high, and just creating a transition as we go down. And right here I'm back with my 1.5 guard with the lever all the way open, which is similar to like a 2. So I wanted to start off with it open to kind of keep that transition consistent coming from that number 2 guard closed. And then once I get that blended how I like, I'm going to drop down to my 1.5 guard with the lever all the way closed just to create even more of a transition. So I'm back with my 1 guard with the lever all the way open. Right here I'm just going to be doing a lot of detail work, so I'm going to be working with the 1 guard from closed to open depending on the area that I'm in, just to really get it to blend how I want it to blend. You guys, this cut is coming along nicely. Now let's get right into the lineup. So I'm using my Wahl Fade trimmers for this lineup, one of my favorite trimmers in my arsenal. I might have to do an updated trimmer, like a top trimmer video for you guys or something soon. But we're going to be leaving my client's hair natural, so I picked these to get the job done. And as you guys can see, it's already clean. Wait till I get to that neck taper. There's nothing like that lining on the haircut, man. Once you know you've done a good job on the fade, you can't wait to put the line on it because it makes it pop even more. This is probably one of my most favorite parts of the video. Doing this neckline is so satisfying and it's so crispy. So my client wanted me to take a little off the top. I'm using my Babyliss FX1 clippers to get the job done. I'm not really cutting too much into the bulk of his curls, just enough to where you can see I'm kind of cutting off some of those loose curls on top and keeping the shape the same. So I'm going to try to bring his curls to life a little bit. I'm adding a little bit of water, and I'm going to use some Curl Days curling cream and kind of just work it in. And then I'm going to use the curl sponge to see what that does. You guys, this is how my client walked in. He was a new client, so this is my first impression, and I had to make sure I got him right. So without further ado, this is the cut. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this haircut, and leave a thumbs up if you like this video. And also, if you guys are new to the channel and you're not subscribed, please make sure you guys go down and smash that subscribe button and click the notification bell on so you guys don't miss out on any new videos, and it helps the channel out. Also, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, all platforms at JoshXBarber. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.